Hello everyone. Take multiple little strips of cloth. Afterwards, join them together. We have taken multiple colors in the same material, but they have different patterns and lines on them. Once you are done, stitch them together as such. Then take a chalk and then make this D shape onto it. Now cut it out in this D shape as such. Once you have cut it out, this is what it should look like. Leave it aside and then turn it around and then cut out the same shape once again. Now take another piece of cloth and then make this U shape onto it right underneath it. Fold it over and then make this line using the chalk. Cut it out and then add another layer that will act as lining to it. Add another piece of the same cloth on top of this. Once you're done with this, take the colorful piece of cloth that you have taken and then put it at the top. Make diagonal markings and checks markings using your chalk. Now add another layer to the initial piece of cloth that you have taken and then stitch on some other cloth to the base of it as such. Fold it over, make a line in the middle. Fold over your other piece as well and then add your first piece to the second piece as such. After this, make two lines at the base. Once you are done with this, put it under the sewing machine and then stitch the entire thing into it. Do this all the way around. Now you will be making yourself little slippers. Add a little ribbon or another cloth around it all around. Next, take a piece of cloth in two different colors and then cut out two strips of it diagonally as such. Now once you're done with this, take the pink cloth, add it to the bottom, do the same with the yellow. Add another orange piece to it as well as green, blue, and then make an almost entire circle or semicircle out of it. Stitch all of them together as such. Now use the chalk and then make this U shape out of it. Add a straight line at the top using a ruler using the same chalk. Now add a line at the side. Now once you're done with this is the shape that you should be left with. Make sure that it is more or less evenly cut. Now taking some blue cloth, add it to the top as such. Make two linings at the top, little lines, and then draw a straight line at the top. Now take a measurement and then measure the bottom of it. Now take another piece of cloth, take a strip of it and then add it around it. Take your blue cloth and then stitch it to the top to begin with. Afterwards, push it to the other side and once more sew the same part of it together. Add a little zipper to the top as well. Take another piece of the same cloth and then sew it at the top. Add the zipper in the middle of both of them. Now reverse the cloth and then add lining to each of them. Add a little pocket to it as well. Once you are done with this, add a little handle on either side and this will be made out of the blue cloth that you have initially taken. Now fold it over into half and then unfold it once again. Make a middle marking out of it using the chalk. Take another blue cloth, make a marking right in the center. Now put the strip right in the center and sew it together. Now sew it all around and then it should give a slightly frilly effect to it. Once you are done with this, do the same onto the other side as well. Take a longer piece this time. After you have sewn it in, reverse the entire cloth and the lining that you have. Do this and then add a black lining before you do this as well. Sew on this black lining and then add it to the top. Stitch the base of this black cloth as well. Now once you are done with this, as mentioned before, reverse the entire cloth. Once you reverse it, you must be left with a multicolored bag as such. This should also consist of an inner layer containing of zips and a little pocket as well. You may use it to store small things such as your phone and other such things such as a wallet. The handle makes it all the more feasible to carry around. Next, take multiple little strips of cloth. They must be shaped in this shape, that is a rectangular shape as you can see. You may do this using some waste materials as well. Join all of them together and then sew all of them together as such. Make little designs out of them. Once you have sewn all of them together in different shapes and sizes, you may continue on and add more and more pieces to it as you go on. Make this little octagonal shape out of it or hexagonal shape out of it. It depends on you. Now cut off the top after making markings out of chalk onto it. This is what it should begin to look like. We have made a rectangular shape out of it. Now make this ovular shape onto a blue piece of cloth. Add a layer to it, then add some green cloth at the top of your initial piece, sew it together, reverse it, and once more put it under the sewing machine and stitch it together. Once you are done with this, fold it into half as such. Now, once you have folded it, add a line right through the center. Join the two together as such. Join them on either side of it. Now, once you are done with this, put more markings using the cloth. That is, use the cloth as the measure and then make the markings out of the chalk. Add some green cloth at the bottom as well. That is a strip of it. Once you reverse it, this is what it should look like. That is, reverse it to the right side. Add another strip of cloth to the top of it. Bend it over. Fold it over onto the other side. Now sew the two together. Now once you are done sewing the top, this is what the final look should look like. It should have inner green lining as well. Now you may use this to contain certain things. You may also hang it onto the wall, which is why the bend at the top is provided. You have hung our pencils onto it. Take multiple pieces of cloth, cut them into different shapes and sizes, and then sew all of them together in a strip as such. Make multiple of these and then once again sew all of these together. Now add a little grey lining to it and stitch it all onto this. Once you are done with this, add layers to it and then add black lining in the center of it. This will segregate each of the layers as you can see. Sew it onto it and then continue to add more and more layers to it. Do this until you reach the end of the cloth and then this is what you should be left with. Line it with black. Thank you for watching.